Good day. Today's topic centers on the chapter 1 of our module. I hope everybody has downloaded their copies already from the website link I have provided. Chapter 1 focuses on the scientific approach and research in education. This is actually the introductory part of research courses where usually the ideation of research as well as the background concepts about it are introduced. As you can see, mayroon tayong part 1.1 na nakalagay dyan because the presentation for this topic or the chapter 1 will be divided into 3 parts. So this is the first presentation for that matter. You may have wondered at some point, what exactly is research? Perhaps you imagine it as something distant or exotic, an activity reserved only for the highly gifted or the overly academic. Many see research as a pursuit that requires sophisticated laboratories, complex instruments, and towering stacks of journals, something done by professors in the universities, research fellows, or people with years of specialized training. You might even think, baka sabihin nyo, hindi para sa akin yan, research is for the experts. But in truth, research is far from unreachable. At its core, research is simply the systematic search for truth, solution, or deeper understanding. It is the process of asking questions, gathering information, analyzing data, and drawing conclusions that can guide actions and decisions. It's something every one of us can do in our own ways, whether in the classroom, uh, at work, or in everyday life. For instance, nagpa-recitation ka, you process it in your mind and present your own insight. Your synthesis from what the students uh, you process it in your mind and present your own insight, your synthesis from what your students have provided. That's already a form of research, although hindi nga lang written, no? So, bakit nga ba importante ang research, no? In life, is it really important in life? But think about it, because it either destroys or builds life. No? The atomic bomb, the COVID-19, dynamites, those are products of research, but both has its own positive and negative impact. No? Ano pa? Mga computers, mobile phones, no? Confidential funds, those are products of research that because research bridges the gap between problems and solutions and eventually improves the quality of life. No? Ano pa? Why is it important for the country? No? Ito yung sinasabi ni former Senator Cynthia Villar. Totoo kaya yon na sa Department of Agriculture, ang sabi niya, parang lahat ng inyong budget puro research. Baliw na baliw kayo sa research. Angin nyo ba yung research? Yun sinasabi niya. But think about it. Is it really useless tool for national development? Or simply we could subscribe to the fact that a nation that invests in research also invests in progress. Okay? So, another one. No? Lastly, why is it important on your chosen career? Or the bliss, kahit sa course nyo lang. No? Teacher man ako, di ko naman kailangan mag-research talaga. No? No choice lang kasi kay Sir Utanes, kailangan kong ma-promote. Kailangan ko yung 3 units para ma-promote. Or you may view it as an exercise of minds. No? Something that equips you with critical thinking skills, problem-solving strategies, and the ability to base decisions on solid evidence. So when you hear the word research, don't think it don't think it as an intimidating elite activity meant only for a select few. Think of it as a mindset, a way of thinking and working that anyone, including you, can develop. You might not wear a lab coat or publish in an international journal, but you can still be a researcher in your own sphere. no? Making valuable contributions wherever you are. In short, research is not just for them. It's all it's for all of us, no? Because progress, whether personal or national, begins with a curious mind and the willingness to seek answers. To understand the definition of research, we look into these two definitions posed by Leidy and Bess and Kahn. What's their point? Ina-emphasize nila ang systematic process and logical inquiry. That research is a structured inquiry designed to generate reliable insights. It is a deliberate and controlled process aimed at expanding knowledge and resolving challenges. Naka-emphasize dyan, systematic process and logical inquiry. Now we look into the following activities that I'm sure you are also, or you were also engaged with. Ginawa nyo rin siguro ang mga ito. And as you dub it as research, andyan yung mga tirada nyo na according to my research, ito yung research ko kahapon kay ChatGPT. But if you come to think about it, those are not research, no? Mere information gathering, transformation of facts, rummaging for information, a catchword for information. These are not research because research needs to be a systematic process, a logical inquiry. No? Back to my example about the class recitation. If you only solicited answers from your students, that's not research. No? Research goes beyond data collection. You need to synthesize that data, put an insight into it, at gaya ng palaging sinasabi ni Dr. Capilis Defense, gumawa ka ng kwento gamit ang mga kwenta. Okay? You need to process it, not just to transform it into tables or figures, but also, again, subject it to systematic process and logical inquiry. Okay? At ito na nga ang ibig sabihin ng research. No? Kay dami-dami naman, no? Yes, no? Research is a demanding activity. It's multi-step and therefore requires a multi-skilled effort. Ang tanong, meron ka ba nun? No? Well, actually, ang tanong is, gusto mo bang gamitin ang mga skill na yan? Because obviously, dahil mga teachers kayo, meron naman talaga kayo ng mga yan. Okay? In this definition, can you see yung sinasabi niyang systematic process and logical inquiry? No? Meron ba dyan? Discover, interpret, and revise facts, theories, or applications. What does that mean? No? It is driven by well-defined questions and follows a rigorous methodologies to ensure valid and reliable outcomes. No? So, ibig sabihin nun, it must start with a question o yung mga tinatawag nating problem statement and then discover it through rigorous methodologies. And lastly, come up with a revised or improved version of the theory, knowledge, or application. In short, mas valid at reliable na outcomes. So, that's how we could view research in a simple way. So, research can also be defined through its nature based on a specific goal or context. Meron tayong dalawang research, no? Applied sa basic. The definitions presented here draws the delineation between the two. So, basic research is concerned with clarifying underlying processes with the hypothesis usually expressed as a theory. It's also called, tinatawag din natin siyang pure research, which aims to investigate, formulate, or verify, or and expand the theory with an aim to extend the frontiers of knowledge. Basic lang siya, no? Expansion, formulation of theory, verification of theory. On the other hand, applied research is interested in examining the effectiveness of particular educational problems. Dito nagfo-fall yung mga action research ninyo, no? Yung action research na yan, those are applied researches. Okay? Evaluation and development research also fall under this category. Okay? So let us look into some researchable topics here. And I will give you 1 minute to decide whether each of them fall under basic or applied research. I-post nyo na lang kung kailangan nyo ng mas mahabang oras. Okay? So, 1 minute. Tingnan natin. So, number 1. Also number 2. COVID-19. Also number 3, it's about game loss. Group number 4, okay, manipulatives. Sa science yan, sa physics. No? Number 5, implementation of senior high school. Number 6, okay, expertise among elementary teachers. Okay. Number 7, PTA natin. Okay. I-pause nyo na lang kung kailangan nyo ng mas mahabang oras. Then, so here's the answer to that to this slide. No? So yung mga yellow-brown are basic research at yung mga blue are applied research. Yan. 1, 2, 6, and 7 are basic researches. And then 3, 4, 5 are applied researches. So let's rationalize now. Numbers 1, 2, 6, and 7 focus on the discovery of target respondents' characteristics. Yung mga characteristics lang nila yung gusto nilang i-discover. They aim to formulate a theory, which those are factors that contribute to local to rapport and morale, challenges and coping mechanisms, prior knowledge as well as the needs of the teachers, and how he can get more parents involved. So no? Mga characteristics lang yung gusto nilang makita. And take note, dito sa number 6 and 7, wala pa silang binibigay na intervention dito. No? Ang sinasabi nilang dyan is assess first the prior knowledge. At yung number 7 is he's just curious how he can get more parents involved. Okay? Samantalang sa numbers 3, 4, and 5, okay, they have one thing in common. Meron silang ine-evaluate na intervention. Sa number 3, gusto niyang i-evaluate yung game loss. Sa number 4, gusto nilang tingnan kung effective ba ang manipulatives. At number 5, gusto nilang i-evaluate yung implementation of senior high school program. And those are interventions. And therefore, those are characteristics. That's the characteristic of applied research. There is an intervention that needs to be evaluated. Kaya siya tinawag na applied research. So the delineation is clear. No? Basic is to theory formulation, as to applied is to intervention, evaluation, or testing. Okay? So research is not merely an academic exercise. It's a critical engine for progress, impacting knowledge, practice, and policy across all sectors. The ultimate purpose of research is to provide indispensable evidence and understanding required to foster continuous innovation, solve complex challenges, and drive meaningful, sustainable progress across all facets of society. It empowers informed decisions, leading to a better future for everyone. Hence, when conceptualizing your research, you must bear in mind these three importance of research. No? Yung question na why research matters. So it should have these three characteristics. Number 1, it must add to our knowledge. Number 2, it improves practice. And number 3, it informs policy debates. Number 1, no? Does it add to the existing body of knowledge? This does not mean that you need to come up with something new, huh? But at least your research may add, update, or revise existing ones. Kaya pwede naman ang replication of researches. And when it comes to replication, we can have two options. No? Either direct or exact replication or yung conceptual replication na sinasabi natin. Kapag sinabing direct or exact replication, it's repeating the study as closely as possible to the original to confirm the results. Okay? Kapag conceptual replication naman, testing the same research question but using different methods. So kung quanti yung dati, gawin mong quali ngayon. Okay? Measures, okay? Pwedeng noon is perception, gawin mo yung actual, or settings to see if the findings still hold true under varied conditions. No? So pwede pala yun. No? Yes, no? In fact, replication is vital because it helps identify errors, minimize the risk of false positives, and strengthens the evidence base in a given field. However, foremost, in order to attain this, research results must be published in journals or articles, locally or internationally for benchmarking. In this way, the new knowledge can be shared. Yung findings can be utilized as basis for intervention programs such as seminars, trainings, and workshops. Para ma-attain mo yung importance na adds to our knowledge. Okay. Number 2, does it improve current practices? So decades ago, teachers believed that direct instruction is an effective way to teach. But now, tingnan nyo naman, modern teachers utilize different teaching approaches, strategies, and techniques that are more effective than direct instruction. Ang alam lang natin noon, lecture method is the best policy. But with the advancement of technology and the growing body of research on pedagogy, modern teachers now, or you can now employ a wide array of teaching approaches, strategies, and techniques that have been proven to be more effective than the traditional direct instruction. Okay? These developments have provided educators with greater options and flexibility in delivering lessons, allowing them to better address the diverse needs and learning styles of our students. Indeed, teaching today is no longer about sticking to one best method. It's about embracing innovation to bring out the best in our learners. No? Very common nga na nakakakita ko ng proposals na nagsasabi, for instance, effectiveness of modules in improving blah blah blah. So, ang palagi kong tanong dyan, iisa lang naman ang tanong ko kapag ganyan ang proposal mo Okay? Before I approve it, anong meron sa module mo na wala sa existing module na meron kayo? Okay? Dahil kung wala, then that's not research because in the first place, you did not improve the current practice. So, when proposing such kind of research topics, be sure na meron kang idadagdag na bago na mag-i-improve sa current practice natin. Okay? Lastly, does it inform policymakers for decision making? Often, especially those in the educational management majors, their research findings lead to policy recommendations based on thorough assessment of the organization's current status. Okay? Over time, policies naturally evolve to meet the changing needs of organization or institution. In addition, research frequently gathers best practices from various organizations or institutions, stimulating informed policy discussions and paving the way for meaningful reforms. Kaya kung mga proposals na ang goal is to evaluate programs of DepEd or the respective organizations such as yung mga may title na status, implementation, and compliance of blah blah blah, you need to ensure to establish a rationale that will eventually provide policy recommendations. Okay? So I think that's the end of part 1. Let's continue on the other part of the presentations.